Hey y'all, how you doing? It's Reg from Aver Reg Guy. So I've been watching a bunch of people online and they're doing just goofy builds, sort of bizarre shaped rockets and seeing what they can do with it. I don't know how to do all of the fancy hacks or anything, but I made myself one that auto deploys the that's what I'm calling it. It's going to auto deploy the capsule with its heat shield to come back in and land. And I still have to pull the parachute, but it'll deploy it by itself. And I call it my golden arrow. And so I'll bring it up here just to show it to you. And it's compared to what a lot of people have, maybe it's not much, but I like it. So we're going to load the golden arrow here. So there you go. There's the rocket. So the rocket basically is a little golden arrow on the top of the engine pod at the bottom. So basically this thing has a 1.82 thrust ratio. It goes like an arrow. It's nice and fast. It's got a couple of little thrusters at the front just to slow it down a little bit if I want to, but why would I want to? So, and then it's got my capsule, and the capsule is there so that we can come back and survive. So let's give it a shot, see what it does. So the first thing that was nice is it actually stays standing, which is kind of good. So I'm just going to stage things up and let's get going. Did I forget to... must have. Here we go. That was almost bad. Turn on one thruster but not the other. So off it goes. It turns really easy. So I got to be kind of careful on how fast I rotate it around. So to me it's not a functional rocket unless you can get into orbit. So that's our first step. And I don't just mean get into space, it's got to get into an orbit. Okay, we have orbit. So that, like I say, to me is the first demonstration that you have a functional rocket. So now I'm going to demonstrate the self disengaging and operating of the capsule. So let's get spun around. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop orbit here. So I'm just going to slow her down. There we go. That's good enough. Then here's how it works. Because it's an arrow, you don't go backwards. No. You fly straight on into the dragon's mouth here. Okay. So let's point her in. And off we go. And now you'll see it automatically deploy the system for me. Now, like I say, if I want to slow her down, I can do this. So I'm running the thrusters in the front a little bit. But it's much more impressive just to let it do its deploy. Isn't that pretty? Hasn't deployed yet. There it goes. See, auto deployment. Didn't have to tell it to deploy the rocket. So you can get into space. See, this would be a fancy way of taking clients up into space so that they can get to experience a flight into space and then experience a landing. Amazon thinks they've got the way to do it, but this is the way to do it. It'd be much more expensive or much more impressive to watch yourself come in as a ball of fire, you know. Maybe more expensive too, but it's... And push the envelope a little bit on your landing. It's always fun. Builds up the excitement in the passengers. And poof, automatically deployed. So please hit subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you would. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.